Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All right. Shalom. I'm going to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakodash. On the double honors up house to Ezra Great Millstone, teach you well. Peace, blessings, say to the hopeful that pushing the truth. We can be God, sincerity, charity, and then love and the spirit of how Bahashim Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. I just want to go into uh, putting off the old man. All right, because sometimes we don't even understand that we're in a fight with the old man, with our mannerism, with our conversation, with our every essence of who we are. All right. Sometimes we, you might think to yourself, I'm not dealing with the old man. I put the old man off, but things creep up. All right. Well, sometimes you still have that old man in you, even sometimes that old anger, and sometimes you, like I said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So it's a constantly fight. Across that old man, whether you were a womanizer or whatever it was. All right, you have to make sure that you put off that old man, a liar, a thief, whatever you were before you became into this truth. All right, and you became a newborn babe. All right, you have to put off that person. You have to kill that person. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 21. It says, "If so be that you have heard and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Hamashiach." All right, so if you learn the words of the Lord, you've learned these things, you've heard the words of the Lord. All right, now what's got to happen? Now that you learn these things, now that you try to live these things, it says that you put off that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, right? Because your former conversation, the old man, was with wickedness. All right, it was of sin. It was unjust. It was unrighteous. All right, that former conversation was not after Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and you can even notice that when you're at the plantation. All right, and you notice other people talking. All right, and you think to yourself, that used to be me. I used to have that mindset. I used to think like that. My mind was corrupt and pretty much jacked up like these dudes, man. All right, it says, which is corrupt, right? Because it's corrupt, because it's full of wickedness and sin. All right, sinful thoughts, sinful conversations. Who woman you gonna, which woman you gonna pop? What's going on? Just all under the cover type wickedness you used to talk about and be about as in the old man. All right, but you're supposed to put off conforming that former thing. But you must become something new in this truth. All right, because all those former things you learned were wrong. All right. So you come into this truth and you become a newborn babe, you have to learn everything all over. All right, what does a newborn babe have to do first? They have to walk, they have to crawl, they have to take milk before they can chew meat. All right, all those things have to happen. All right, concerning putting off that old man. All right, because everything has become new. All right, it says, according to deceitful lust, right? It was all messed, it was all jacked up. It was all lies. It was all just, you were just a messed up person, man. Before coming into this truth and learning the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, you wasn't living a righteous life. You wasn't living the law, statutes, and commandments. You was living you was living in sin. You was living in wickedness. Now, do we all sin? Do we all go off? Yes. All right, but now we repent for those things. All right, because we know better. We learned the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, so we fight against those things. We stay away from certain things. All right, we don't put ourselves in certain situations anymore that we used to as in that old man. All right, because we become a new man. All right. It says they're being renewed in the spirit of your mind. Right, your mindset has to change when you come into this truth. You can't have that same whole mindset that you had before the truth. All right, you can't be the same dude that was a liar. You can't be the same dude that was tried to hustle everybody. You can't be that same corrupt person who you were. You have to become new in Hamashiach, man. All right, renewed in your mind, renewed in your spirit, renewed in everything. Everything has to change. All right. It says, and that you put on the new man, which is after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. Right, so now you put on that new man. All right, which after Yahweh Shema Shai, but his law, statute, commandments, about his ways, was well pleasing unto him. All right, you put on the ways of trying to reach salvation. And those things are holiness and righteousness. All right? Because everything else, like I said, was out of wickedness, man. Well, all right, we're going to jump to the book of Romans. Well, we're going to read 25. It says, wherefore, putting away lying, speaking every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another, right? So, you have to put off that old, if you don't lie, you have to put off the lying spirit. All right, because we're all one members, man. You can't bring that corrupt spirit into the body. That old man nigga spirit, man. All right, it's not gonna gel well with the body. All right, so we have to put on that new man, that new spirit, that holy and righteous spirit. All right, and that's what's gonna come together to make the body work. All right, we'll jump to the book of Romans, chapter 6. In verse 6, it says, knowing that the old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin, right? Because you're not the same person, man. All right, and that old body, all right, which is crucified, is died, man. All right, so with that old body, man, you have to crucify that old body. You have to kill that old body. All right, it can't be that same old person who you were before. All right, that's why people don't even understand. Like, when you go to this truth, everything changes. All right, because you learn new ways. You learn the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, you try to live those to the best of your ability. All right, so everything changes when you come into the truth. All right, who you were before, who you were formerly before, you're not anymore, man. All right, because you're learning the ways to live all over again, man. All right, we're gonna jump to the book of Colossians. Chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, lie not one to another. See what I was just saying? You're not supposed to be telling lies to each other. You got to be 10 toes down in the truth. You have to be a whole man. You can't be the little punk who was scared to tell, who was scared to say what was said, or scared to tell, or not tell, but scared to say what's going on or what's happening. You got to let that punk spirit go, man. You got to be a man in this truth. You have to be 10 toes down. Lie not to one another, man. See, you put off the old man with his deeds. So you put off the old man. If the old man was a liar, you got to let him go. All those deeds of a liar, you have to throw it away, man. You have to get rid of those spirits, man. It says, and put on a new man, which is renewed in knowledge, and after the image of him that created him, right? You renewed in knowledge. What's that knowledge? That's the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these scriptures. All right, so you're renewed in those things. So those things are what's will be renewed in your mind. All right, so now you have a knowledge of what Yahweh Shema Shai expects out of a man, or what he expects you to do. All right, and now you're living out those things. That's why the scriptures say, be ye doers of the word, not hearers only, deceive your own selves. Because when you're just listening to the words and not living by them and not doing them, are you deceiving your own self? All right, we're supposed to listen to these words, learn the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, and we're supposed to live these things, man. All right, we're gonna jump to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. God, it says, therefore, if any man be in the Mashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are past, right? Because you become new, man. Once again, you become a new creature, a new being. All those old things of who you were. I was the man back in the day. I did this. I did that. I was a killer. I did all those things that passed away. You become a new creature. You learn his ways, and you walk out there from point blank period, and you stand on those things, man. All right, we'll go to the book of Romans, and we're going to close out. And just a quick lesson, man, for younger brothers coming in the truth and people who are still battling that old man. We have to shed that dude, man. We have to get rid of him. All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, be not conformed to the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove which is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Mashiach. All right, it says, be not conformed. All right, it says be transformed. Transforming means to make new, and the renewing means to start over. All right, it says that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shema Shai. How do you do that? By learning the scriptures, by getting the word, by knowing what the Lord expected. All right, by learning from the prophets of old. All right, by learning from men who went down this path. All right, even man in this truth, you learn things from, man. All right, all right, and the renewing of your mind, right? So everything in your mind has to become new. All right, and after the scriptures and after the way of living, all right, in the scriptures, because nothing in the scriptures goes unturned. There's an answer for everything in these scriptures. All right, so we're supposed to renew our mind in the scriptures because we were our mindset was of the world. All right, so once we pass that, man, we can shut off that old man, and we have to shed him daily because he bucks up, he comes around. All right, we have to remember who we are, man. We are renewed in our mind. We are a new creature in the Mashiach. We're not the old gang banging fighting nigga we was in the streets, man, or a homemonger we were in the streets, or a liar, or whatever your vice was, or whatever you did in the world, man. We're not that person anymore, man. We become new in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so with that, I hope that was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and great millstone who teach rule well. I also want to say peace, blessing, and safety to the hopeful elect, pushing this truth week in, week out, with sincerity, charity, and in love, and the spirit of Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. With that, I want to say shalom.